Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Before years, the journalist from Kuwait, Abu Talal Hamrani, used to work for a TV channel. When he entered the premises, he heard a man who was a software publisher talking on his mobile. He was talking with extreme loud sound, kind of screaming, and he was angry and frustrated. As the journalist here passed by him and greeted him and asked him the reason of his anger and why he was screaming, he explained that he was talking to his family members and checking on them. This man was from Iraq. Now what happened that one of his uncles had something on him called the blood wit or blood money. Like there are people who demand other people. For instance, a man seeks its rights or his rights from a second family. Here they gather and meet demanding rights or whatever would be the consequences if they don't fulfill the blood money. They would be slaughtered or their house would be burnt down. Anyways, so his uncle had slaughtered the son of one of the other family members. And this was the reason that he had to pay blood money, which is some kind of or some sort of compensation paid by an offender, usually a murderer, or their family group to the family of the kin group or the family of the victim. So the question here was, why did he kill? The journalist asked. And they sat down actually to talk and share the whole story. Now, this man had to pay part of the blood wit as a family member, and it was his duty to do so. And how did he kill or murder? How did the murder took place? Once his uncle was sitting in his diwaniyya, a place where men sit and gather. It's a separate area. So he loved actually to make people laugh by telling jokes and had a good sense of humor. Actually, everyone in the Diwaniya used to share stories, jokes, and the aim was to have a good time and entertain each other. When it was his uncle's turn, and when he did say the joke, people started laughing hysterically. One of them was laughing to the limit that his heart stopped and he died. The journalist here was like, "Are you serious?" But this man who died already was a patient of heart disease. So his family members, when they came to know the reason, the clan or the tribe ordered them to pay the blood money. So the uncle was now the murderer and so-called culprit. Now the software publisher didn't really have the amount of money to pay them back, but he did take a loan from the TV station and so that he could pay the blood money. Some youngsters do involve themselves into pranks which are ridiculously odd, because I would say that it would be foolish and dumb, and these can result into someone's death. But this is not today's story. Today's story is about Ahmed, also from Iraq. Ahmed, like any other man, got married. And he did get married, and after years, I would say 6 to 7 years, he didn't have kids. The woman, his wife, couldn't get pregnant. There's a disturbing fact that people, especially family members, get involved with questions related to when are you getting pregnant? Or whose fault is it? And the reason behind why they don't have kids, which is quite personal, but that's the truth, the bitter truth, I would say. So they said that, why don't you the mother said that, why don't you get married again? He said, I love my wife and that's the reason I'll wait till I have kids. He did love his wife and he couldn't imagine his life without her. He also said that it could be a reason that he doesn't want to take the responsibility of kids, but still, after further questioning, he did go and have his test done. That is the checkup and examining. The man was embarrassed to tell that he was the one who was suffering from male infertility. If anyone could ask, he wouldn't answer. So he actually decided with his wife, he didn't say her that he got checked and examined. So he said, why don't we decide that no matter what happens, we will say that this is our decision. We have taken a decision and we don't want to have kids. So they agreed upon this decision to get away from their inquiries. He was not ready for the fact that people would, I would say, gloat. Because as we know that there are societies and communities that do gloat anyways. His mother repeatedly asked the man or the reason, so instead telling her the truth, he said his wife cannot bear children or is infertile. And then she suggested that marrying again would be a solution. It was his mistake that he lied because now every family member gave his wife the looks of pity. Plus, he was the one who promised his wife and they agreed upon it. He was the one who cheated, spreading the word among family and friends that he was the one who was very patient and he was very cooperative and how much that he loved his wife. So to say, a liar. He tried finding various treatments, herbal, medical procedures and other drugs related to this matter, but it was of no use. He was tired, so once he was sitting with one of his friends and he was complaining, and he did share what he was hiding for a long time. And he said that I am so desperate that I want you to find a solution. So now he had to take help from someone else, so he decided to say the truth. But not to everyone, to his friend, very close friend. And his friend said that I would try my best to find, even if you need to travel outside, go to the best doctors, whatever, I'll help you. He did try to get solutions or help, medical help, I would say, but he couldn't. So he went to his own mom, an old lady, and he was talking about what he could do for his friend. The mother, he has said, he explained the problem, and she said there is a cure, definitely. She said, let your friend go to the morgue and let one of the people who washes the dead to wash him. And then for sure he'll have kids. It was, so to say, an old folk remedy only. Now he went back to his friend and he said that there is a cure, but it's a bit weird. He explained that he had to go to the morgue and the person who washes the dead has to wash you at the same place. He said it would be worth a try. He did go and explain the person this weird request because maybe it could be a cure for his problem. So he did agree. But here the man who washes the dead said in one condition. He had to use I would say a cloth or a sponge, I would say, that he had already used for the dead body. Means the cloth that he had washed the dead body with will be used for this person and he will be placed on the same place, not a new one. And that is the only way it will work. I cannot tell that is that true. I think it's a folk remedy. It's an old remedy. I mean, people have used or have not used. Has it worked? I have no idea whatsoever. So let's see if it works. Now, what happened? He said that you're lucky. He had just washed the dead body 2 hours ago. So he said, you have to wait for me. Just get ready. I'll get the cloth, which is outside. I've Maybe he had disposed, of course, the cloth. So he had to go and get the cloth, and he's the person who wanted to wash the dead body. Now, Ahmed here got all ready, and he was waiting for this person, the person who washes the dead body, to enter and get over with this. But as he was lying down, a man entered the morgue, and he called out that who's responsible here? We are waiting for the body of our family member to get washed. He thought that Ahmed, who was lying, was a dead body too. All of a sudden, Ahmed, he raised himself and he said, "Excuse me, can you wait? The person is outside. He's there to get the cloth or the sponge and he'll be back." The person here literally fell. He fainted. He thought that Ahmed, the body of Ahmed, was the body of a dead person. He not only fell on the ground and he was unconscious, when they took him to the hospital, the person who was here to bury his family member or a close relative was now dead. Now, instead of burying one family member, they had to bury two. Ahmed here explained that maybe the reason of death was fear. Therefore, the family members of this man demanded blood wit or blood money. As Ahmed was the reason, and now they wanted to actually kill him, so that this is what the clans do. They either demand the money or he himself would be killed. So he had to pay $10,000. After this incident, which was a very weird one, of course, Ahmed didn't get what he wanted. He was supposed to be washed, but luckily, God did gift him and blessed him with a boy. Sometimes things happen for a reason, which can also be a lesson to be learned and never forgotten. That's it for today. Thank you for listening.